Welcome to Ruby Moss Cottage, a yurt.cast about our life in our yurt, high up in the mountains, and all of my crofty endeavors. These last few weeks have brought lots of rain. These photos are from my kitchen window. Different shots, different mornings. This is the sound of rain on the roof of our yurt. It makes for a great night's sleep. All the rain brought a bit of a rock slide. Nothing too serious. Once the rain stopped, we were able to get out and do a little bit of exploring. We absolutely love going out after a few days of rain, walking the streams and chasing the waterfalls. It seemed around every bend there would be another waterfall. I didn't take photos of all, but I hope you enjoy these few that I captured. Oh, I guess life can't be all fun and games. Someone has to work sometime. Well, those are my most comfortable pants. I'm not sure I'll be wearing them a lot, at least not on camera. But you can look at that beautiful sweater. That is the pajama cardigan by the Autumn Acorn that I knit a while back. But this was a cold, wintry day that I thought I would hang the laundry out just to see if it would dry. I think it was 32 degrees. So the result to my experiment was frozen socks. So I had to take them inside, and I made a clothesline over the bathtub and hung them there so they could dry nice and happy. And this is a bright sunny morning view. Welcome back. I've just been sitting here waiting on you. It is a cold day on the mountain, but it's a very warm day in the yurt. I just checked the little thermometer. I couldn't figure out why it was so warm. 71 degrees. That's warm. And so I shut off some of the heaters. So I have one running, and that's probably what you hear in the background, but we cannot let the yurt get cold because it takes a yurt forever to warm up. Once it's warm, it stays warm as long as you keep the heating systems going. But if you let it get cold, it takes forever. So we don't let it get cold, so I'm gonna leave that one running. It's over in the living area, so hopefully you can't hear it too much. I'm over here in my little crofty area. I really hesitated. I wasn't gonna record over here because you should see this. This looks clean and organized because I've spent the last half hour pushing stuff away and just so that we can get this little shot. The rest of my afternoon is going to be cleaning and rearranging this area. I've been working so hard for my shop that it's bad. So I need to reorganize. I need to stop and take a breather and just start tossing things and figuring out what I really, really, really love and what I and get rid of the and only keep what I love, because it's out of hand. It's out of control. Enough about my mess. Let's just pretend it's all together. Let's pretend for the next few minutes that I've got it all together, and the rest of my crafting area is just as clean and organized as this little spot is. Okay. So I got my CUPPA. This is one my sister gave me. It says Ruby Moss Cottage. She gave me this several years ago when I lived at the original Ruby Moss Cottage before the yurt. And in it is this, one of my very favorite teas. It's Davidson Lemon Meyer, and it is delicious. I can only find it on Amazon. I don't know if someone sent it to me or if I tasted it on one of our travels, but I keep stocked in it through Amazon because it is my very favorite. It just tastes like you're drinking such a smooth, warm lemon drop. Oh, it's so good. So one of my favorites. That's what's in my CUPPA today. What have I been doing? I have been working on the shop, the I See Flowers by RMC. I have a shop update, and I'll show you a little bit more of what's in that later. But so I've been working on that. And we haven't had a lot of snow since the last time I recorded. I think I was leaving to go to Charlotte for a Grandy's and my daughter's birthday. That's what was happening. So we did that. And oh, we had so much fun just loving on those grandbabies and celebrating the birthdays. That was such fun. And then it snowed here while we were there. And then when we came back, they had cleared the road, but so we could get up the mountain, but it was still out and about, laying around, and but we haven't had any snow since. Maybe a few flurries, but so that's almost what this will be our second weekend that we had no snow. So we will go exploring again. We're going to add some more shelves to the yurt, but I don't know. I'd rather be out in nature and be doing that on nasty days. So we went out this past weekend, which was Valentine's Day. We did that, and we drove through the mountains, and oh my gosh, chased waterfalls because we've had so much rain. There were waterfalls just spilling off the mountains. Oh, I love that. I mean, I didn't realize I was dying inside until I got out, and it was just like, oh, life started coming back into me. I was just a different person. So that, I love that. So now I want to do that again this Saturday, and it's supposed to be sunny. I don't know how warm it's supposed to be, but I guess, we used to, in the fall, we were doing that. In the summer, we were doing that. It's like every weekend we would go hiking or just go out and go exploring. And then winter set in and it was snow, and I was so excited about the snow and being out and playing in it that I kind of forgot how much I enjoyed being out hiking and exploring. So I guess it's just two different levels of excitement. And, I love the snow. I love being here, not being able to get off the mountain. That's so nesting and cozy. But I love going out into the mountains and exploring and finding different beauties of nature. So I guess it's just a win-win. Isn't life perfect? Okay, so that's what I've been doing, catching you up to what I've been doing. Now I am knitting on, look at this beautiful red. I hope that the camera captures it. But this beautiful red is my campsite waffle cardigan. There's a little bit of a shadow coming. I've turned a little different way. Usually I'm recording this way, but this time I've got my camera in front of the door so that it can capture that light, hoping to eliminate some shadows. So it's casting, I see a little different shadow on the knit. But this is my campsite waffle cardigan, which is my make for the Anne with an E Mal that the podcast is hosting. Let me go over that really briefly before I tell you about this sweater that I am in love with. So we started the Anne with an E Mal from the series Anne with an E that's on Netflix. I started watching that, I think, over the holidays and fell madly in love with it. I might be on my third time of watching it now. But the makes in that, like, everyone has such beautiful hand knits, beautiful crochets. Oh, my lands, they're so beautiful. So it captured my attention even more. Because if I'm watching a show where it's a good show and I love it, then if they're wearing some handmaids, it's like, oh, that's really pretty. That's even more lovely. Then if they're actually knitting or crocheting or needlework, cross stitch, quilting, whatever, then it's like slam dunk. It's my favorite show of all time. So that's where I am with Anne with an E right now. And so that got me to thinking we should host, and it's a year-long make. So because I didn't know what people were going to choose. They might want to choose a quilt to make. They might want to do some needlework, baking. I don't know. You might want to do some really cool things that you could use the hashtag Anne with an E Mal, and that will be in the show notes. And hashtag it on Instagram. That's where I'm drawing the prizes from, is on Instagram. Just because I do not have enough time to balance everything. I cannot keep Ravelry, Instagram, my the podcast, the Etsy shop. I just cannot keep it all going. And so I just have to eliminate some things. And Ravelry is well, I go in there to look for patterns and buy patterns. That's just about all I do on Ravelry. So all my makes are on Instagram. All of my interactions on Instagram. I don't do Facebook. So I hope that works for all of you. I hope that everyone that watches is on Instagram. If you're not, I am so sorry and I apologize. And I really wish that there was enough of me that I could open up the group back up on Ravelry and just draw from prizes there too, but I just can't. I know my limitations. Literally, podcasting day and editing day are just about more than I can handle. I don't know about if other podcasters are watching. I don't know if your issues are my issues, but I absolutely do not like the person I am when it comes to setting up for the podcast and fighting the light of the yurt. And I don't like the person I am once it's edited and I'm trying to upload it, because we live in the woods, way out, way up, and my internet service is very, very spotty. So those two issues really turn me into someone that I don't really like. And so, having said all of that, I don't even know why I was rambling about that. Oh, I guess because I cannot add the pressure of keeping the Ravelry group going as well. So, hopefully everyone can participate through Instagram. I've had some sweet people donate patterns. I have a bag coming to be donated. I'm going to be donating one of my my Icy Flowers by RMC bags. I'm going to be, that's next in the shop update. I'm going to be donating one of those. So there's going to be some good prizes. So I hope that you will go through the series. Okay, so the series, if you've read the book, you know the premise. And so if you don't have Netflix, or if you don't have the time to sit down and watch it, it's basically shawls, any outdoor wear, you know, because it was very cold where they lived. I think it was in Canada, British Columbia, up that way. So, you know, just use your imagination, and then just use the hashtag Ann with an E. Remember, Ann with an E, Mal. Please remember, and I'll put the link again in the show notes, that I'm doing the campsite waffle cardigan first. That's my first project. And that's by Two of Wands, which is Alexandria. And she is giving us a coupon code if we want to purchase this pattern. And so I will link to that in the show notes. So this is the one I'm making. And oh, I wish, okay, I'm gonna have to insert a picture of the finished project of Alexandra's finished project, because it's a beautiful, beautiful cardigan, and it reminds me so much of the one that Marilla wears all the time around the house. However, I think I've said before, these are not Marilla's colors. We know that. I'm not Marilla. I'm more of an Anne. So mine's going to be colorful, and it's red. And I'm using the exact same yarn that Alexandra used on hers, and it's the Lion brand Feels Like Butta, and it feels like butter. Let me tell you. Oh, it's so soft. And so my sleeves are going to be pink, and my sweater's going to be red. Now, you know why I said it's not Marilla's colors. She would frown upon that, but it is Joyce's colors, and I am free to be me. But let me make sure this, I don't guess it really matters. Could you see the waffle effect? Now, if you can imagine, Marilla's is in brown, which I like that color. Actually, the one that Alexandra knitted looks a lot like the same color as Marilla's. But this is the back. Okay, remember the last sweater that I made that I said I hated making sweaters that you have to piece together? And what do? I turn around and start another project where I have to make it piece by piece by piece. But I will say this. This one I love so much that it is flying off my needles. This is the back, and it's another big one. As you can see, that's the back, and I'm not even to the arm. I'm almost to the arm where you start decreasing for the arms. So this is the back. It's going to be huge, which I wanted. And I think the pattern says 15 to 16 inches of positive ease. So that gives you a clue of how big it's going to be. And it's just going to be a comfy, comfy sweater. So I've got the back done. Then I have to do the two sides, and then the sleeves, and then the pockets, and then seam it all together like you do. But this is for our Mal. Now, obviously, I cannot win prizes, but I just needed to knit this, and I got the idea from Marilla's sweater that she always wore. So I'm playing along whether I can win or not. Okay, let me show you the bag that it's in. Okay. It is in the Plystre knitwear. I don't know if you have Plystre knitwear, if you've seen any of her bags, but she has backpacks, crossbodies, all kinds of project bags, and I really, really love it. Love them. So this is the one that I'm carrying this sweater in. And this weekend, I got antsy and bored and wanted to start something. I wanted to decorate, you know, put some bling on this. And so I cut out some hearts and then the flowers from some fabric. And I laid it on here and I did this stitching over it. I started here and just worked round and round and round and round and round and ended up here with a little heart too. That's my Ruby Moss Cottage pin that's in the shop now. So that is what I've been doing as well. And I love it. Now I want to decorate the whole bag, both sides. And these are my baseball pins, Atlanta Braves baseball pin and Mickey Mouse. And I got those when we were in Disney years ago, a couple years ago, I guess. That was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. So seriously, I want to just do everything. I've got some jeans that have some holes in them, and I want to go ahead and do this method. I think it's called, I'm going to butcher the name. I'm going to have to put the name in here. I wrote Sashiko, something like that. But, so this is just embroidery thread that I had, but I'm going to order some real thread and use it because I really want to start watching YouTube videos and learning the proper way to say the name and the proper way to do the stitching. The proper way, they use no knots, and I did use knots. But, you know, it's wabi-sabi. It's me. It doesn't really matter. It's perfectly imperfect, which is the way I lead my life. So that is all that I've been working on. I did work a little bit on when we went to Charlotte, like in the truck there and back. I worked on the blanket that I showed you the last time, the 10-stitch blanket, but not enough to show you a difference. I don't think that you would really notice that much. So that's it. I did today. I ordered I think it's called Sunday Feelings socks. It's by my friend Charlotte, who is Stone Knits on Instagram. She does all these amazing sock patterns, and I was fortunate enough to meet her when we went to Norway. So her newest pattern came out today, and I ordered that because I want to knit those socks so bad. They are so beautiful. So I'm going to pull my yarn for that, and I think I'm going to start that this weekend because that's what I need to do. I need to start another project because I've got my life all together here. Obviously, this is almost finished. Start another project. Start another project. That's just what I need to do. Okay, let me tell you, I have been meeting some really fun people. I'm convinced that I have the best podcast followers. The best. Thank you for tagging me. Thank you for reaching out to me because I live up here all alone. That is my interaction. And I like making new friends. This week, I met a lady in Barcelona, which I was just there in May of 19. And oh, how I wish I'd have known her then, because she could have shown me around the proper way instead of just the touristy way, which was fun. I loved it. I fell in love with the country. But so we've been doing audio chat on Instagram, which has been fun. I can hear as she's walking to and fro among the city, I can hear the horns beeping in the city life. And then when I talk, it's just total silence. So she gets to hear the mountain life. So I enjoy meeting all of you. Thank you. And I've had several reach out to me lately. So thank you so much. Thank you for supporting my business. I am so excited about that. I've sold several pieces and have had positive feedback on everything so far. I'm waiting to hear. It's so nail biting when I'm waiting to hear back if people were happy about what they purchased, because my goal is to produce top quality, and it's hard when I'm fitting it to my body and I'm shipping it to a different body. And so my intent is for the best quality. And so I'm always waiting to hear. One of the things that I've been doing well with, so I'll show you a couple. I just have a stack here and I thought I'd show you. These coasters that are in my shop, they are squares from the blanket, the original granny square blanket that I'm using. And then this is a Pendleton blanket that was repurposed. And then it's blanket stitched, the two pieces together are blanket stitched from yarns that I've pulled from the blanket, the granny square blanket. Whew. So these are a few of them that are in the shop. And obviously, unless you say, hey, I really want a certain color, it's hard to get to hand pick a color. So it'll be random if you order them. But those seem to be well liked. A lot of people are ordering those. Here's another one. I'm actually using this one underneath this mug. So yeah, those are in the shop right now, active. I've sold so much. The only thing that I have in the shop now are coasters and my Ruby Moss Cottage, the enamel pins. This, was that, no, it's not upside down. This was from my original Ruby Moss Cottage, and then we moved up here. So when I sell out of these, and I probably won't wait until I sell out of these because I have quite a few, but I'm going to do a yurt one. Actually, when I was walking yesterday, I had some ideas going through my head of what I wanted to do next. But I don't even know if enamel pins are that big anymore, but I'm having fun with them. So, so the enamel pins, the coasters, and then a scarf. I think there's one scarf in there as of now, and I will insert some photos of that. But yeah, the other pieces have sold. I'm getting ready to, I'm working on a bolero right now. I actually thought it would be ready today to show you before I listed it in the shop, but I'm not quite happy with it. And if I'm not happy, I can't sell it. So I'm going to tweak it a little bit. So the bolero, and then I'm going to start a few bags this week. So hopefully next Friday, my goal is to podcast 1 week, shop update the next week, podcast 1 week, shop update the next week. That way my brain is not trying to shop update the same time I do a podcast, which is what I did 2 weeks ago. And it really threw me for a tailspin. So I'm going to try not to do the two in the same week. And there's probably going to be times when I randomly pop something into the shop. But if you follow me on my Instagram page of I See Flowers by RMC, and I'll put that in the show notes, you will see when I put something new in the shop if you're interested. Okay. Thank you for your support, I think is what I was saying, because I've met some of you that way. Some of you I've already known, but I've met some of you that way. So that's fun. Another way to reach out and meet people. That's why I started this whole podcasting thing. I don't even know how many years ago it's been now. I should look that up. But that many years ago, when I tried to, when I started a podcast, my daughter was helping me, and she said, well, why do you want to do this? And I said, well, I don't know. I just want to do it. And she's good. If you don't have a purpose, then you're not going to continue it. And I said, well, I really just want to meet knitters. I like this knitting world, and I just want to connect to people all across the world. And that, I was thinking about that as I was walking, thinking about pins. I was thinking, I have met some of the greatest people stateside. I've met them all over the world. I've traveled to meet them. It's just been such a rich experience. I'm loving it. So if you're thinking about podcasting, give it a go. I'm going to tell you, it's hard work. It's not easy, and it's frustrating. But about that time when you think, I can't do this anymore, someone pops you a message and you connect and you're like, I would have never met this person had I not started my podcast. So if it's something that you feel a call to do, do it. I've been enjoying a lot of I really don't have a lot of time to watch a lot of podcasts, to be honest with you. So it's rarely that I stumble across a new one, because I've got people to keep up with, and it's hard. But if you're starting a new podcast, please let me know, because I
I would make the time to watch it. That's what am I? I'm watching on Netflix. I'm watching Offspring, which is an Australian-based series. There's 7 seasons. I'm on season 3. It is so good. I think you would like it. It can be a bit raunchy in places, maybe a few words, but it's good. It's really good. And then I haven't read anything. I haven't had the time to just sit and read. Here's the problem with reading. If I sit down to read, my mind is spinning on what I need to make or what I want to create, or it's so I just really haven't had my mind shut down enough to read. What I need to do is listen to it on Audible as I walk. I listen to music most of the time when I walk, but see, music inspires me like nature inspires me. So I don't know if I could stay focused long enough for that. Rambling. I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to get busy working on my crofty area and getting it all organized and cleaned and straightened. And then hopefully this evening I get to sit and just knit on my waffle. Wouldn't it be amazing if when I got podcast again, I was wearing this? That's possible if I just set my mind to it and quit jumping from this to that to this to that, like the socks that I'm going to cast on today or tomorrow. I'll at least pull my yarn for it today. How about that? I think my hand's been out of the frame most of the time. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's it for this show. The show. That's it for this episode. It feels like I'm leaving something out, but I didn't have anything out of my bags. I didn't have anything in my book bags. I haven't been shopping other than this Feels Like Butta, and that came in the mail. Other than envelopes for my shipping. That's about all the excitement I've had in shopping. So I guess I've covered it all. But yeah, don't forget the and with an email hashtag. Don't forget to follow that too, so you can see what everyone's making. And then feel free to follow Ruby Moss Cottage podcast hashtag, as a lot of my posts go on there. Another thing, let me say this real quick. I've heard it through the grapevine and I'm experiencing it. Instagram has really done something with the algorithms. And I don't know if you're seeing my stuff or not, but others are asking if you like if you follow me and you want to see me continually in your feed, then like the things that I'm posting, leave a comment so that it continues to show, because evidently, Instagram can decide if you really want to follow someone, which is so frustrating because I follow the people I follow because I want to follow them. I don't follow them so Instagram can tell me if I really want to see their stuff. So I guess in order to keep them in your feed, you need to make sure you're more active with them or they will be weeded out. I don't understand it, but I've noticed a drop off in my likes. And so I have a feeling maybe I'm not popping up in the feeds of everyone that's following me. So if you're following me, make sure you hit the like so that you'll continue to get me, Ruby Moss Cottage or I See Flowers by RMC. They'll continue to show up in your feed. Having said that, let's jump back to the podcast. My subscribers are dropping like flies. I don't know what's going on with that. So if you're watching and you have yet not to subscribe, please hit the little subscribe button. And then you can hit the little bell so that you can get notifications when I do post. All right? Because I want to know that people were actually watching, and it's kind of disheartening when you pull up your analytics and it's your subscription is falling. You're like, okay, do I really need to be doing this? Because, seriously? I think this time it dropped like 8. Please subscribe and please tell your friends about it. The bigger the community, the better. It's like You want to do something because you want to grow, you want to get better. And that's what I want my podcast to do, obviously. I mean, I want it to continue to reach people. I want to continue to meet people because I can learn from you. I've learned a lot from you guys. So yeah, please tell people, please subscribe, and feel free to share, and we'll just get bigger and better. Having said all of that, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for all of your kind comments, your thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up, not thumbs down, thumbs up. And I'll see you again in about 2 weeks. And just remember, in all you do, to take it one stitch at a time.